Hello there, good people of the world. Welcome to the FlightSim Safari video. Today is marks the second day of our of the world tour that I'm trying to do with a Kodiak here. Currently, we're at Suswa airstrip, still in Indonesia. I'm going to show you quickly on the map. The last leg with the first leg that we flew was from Rendani to Suswa, and today we're going to continue our flight. There's one little detail that I forgot about, and that is the fact that today is December 8th, and it is. I just had to download a new version of the flight simulator software, which means that they're probably they've published some update number 4, which also I believe incidentally is the date of when the what's it called? I'm not a console guy. The PS4 version of the game is being published, so it might. I'm not sure how this is going to play out here. Usually, it's a good idea to not fly during launch day, but I forgot about it, so let's just try and do our best. We're going to pick up another contract today. So the idea of the world tour is actually fly for the bush divers community, for the virtual airline, and pick up contracts along the way, which is going to earn money for my account as well as for the virtual airline. And, at the end of the tour, if I ever finish it, I'm not sure about that. If I ever happen to finish it, I'm probably going to be a rich man inside the virtual airline. We'll see about that. So let's see what kind of contracts the virtual airline today has for us. We're as I said, we're at Suswa airstrip, the Whiskey Alpha Alpha Foxtrot, and we're going to find ourselves some contracts. We will go, we want to go west. As you can see, we're here in the northern part of New Guinea, Indonesia, and there are a couple of different contacts that we could take on. And I quickly want to take a look at the little nav maps. So we have a couple of options here. The first one would be Whiskey Alpha November Echo. These guys do not have fuel, right? So looking at what kind of fuel I have left in my Kodiak, let's see. We've still got about 200 gallons of fuel, which is good. That's quite a. That is quite an. That's a buffer that we can work with. Let's get back to the flight contracts. So that is one option, and the other one would be to fly to this place. These guys don't have jet fuel either. Actually, it doesn't really make much of a difference if whether we go north or south, because the amount of airfields that we have available is pretty similar. I think we're going to go the northern route and fly to Whiskey Alpha November Echo. This route is going to be, let's take a look. We are at Whiskey Alpha Alpha Foxtrot, and the destination will Whiskey Alpha November Echo. Whiskey Alpha November Echo. There we go. Let's put that in as destination. These are 94 nautical miles. That's not a whole lot. That's actually pretty close. 16 anthropologists. The money's good on that ferry. And the one down here is not good. So it's just $1,000 versus about 5,500. We cannot ferry all of these guys. We only can ferry 9 anthropologists. So it's going to be a little less money, but obviously a lot more attractive, a lot more lucrative to fly to Whiskey Alpha November Echo. So that's what we're going to do. Let's pick up the contract and go to flight dispatch. This is my Kodiak. It's actually it's in need of some maintenance once we get closer to bigger airports. So we're going to have to split the contract to make sure that we have an option with 9 passengers. Oh, it's only going to give us 3,000. No, it doesn't matter. So let's pick up that one. And the destination is WANE. That's Kabare Airport. I quickly want to take a look. That's actually, it's a fairly big airfield. It's got a tarmac runway and it's got a couple of parking positions. And these guys also are supposed to have fuel, which they don't in the VA system of bush divers, but who the hell cares? Anyway, it looks pretty easy to approach because on the north side we have water, and we're going to fall into the settlements if my approach is wrong. So we did pick up the contract here. Quickly load up, connect to the sim, fetch the dispatch, allow running engine for somewhere in the middle. Yep, that looks about right. So let's configure our loadout. Flight performance. We want to get rid of our co-pilot here. I don't care about this guy. There's the cargo. We're going to put in some proper cargo. They put in numbers here in the middle. Look at that. This is sim update 4, huh? Let's put in 1550. Load in the aircraft and see whether this is working. Yep, this looks good. So, fuel. What else? We need to have 198 gallons of fuel. Load that into the aircraft. That looks good as well. So that's it. We have set up the bush tracker. That's all right. So now let's begin to start the engines. We need some power. And start the engine. Make sure that it can get some fuel. Wait for the NG to go above 20. It does. Turn off TAWS. Turn off the secondary horizon. We don't need it. Okay, engine is running. Values look good as far as I'm concerned. So turn on beacon, nav, and taxi. Prop full forward. Let's take a look at the takeoff setup. We need 20% of flaps. The rudder trim is good. Let's configure the autopilot. We want to go to, it says 3,500 is the minimum according to Little Navmap, but since we are flying about 100 nautical miles, let's go to 12,500 to save some fuel. Make sure that we have FLC activated, flight level control, set the speed to 110 knots. That is a good climb speed for the Kodiak. Set the altimeter 1009er. And what else? We need to set the destination. So we're going to fly towards, what was the destination? Whiskey Alpha. Whiskey Alpha. Oh man. Alpha November Echo. Kabari, that's the one. Okay. Let's take a quick look at the destination. What does the weather say? VFR conditions, the interpolated weather says that runway 18 might be preferable because of a little bit of wind. I'm not sure about this. It says 3 knots of headwind for runway 18, but I'd rather approach from the seaside. We'll see how once we get there. Yeah. So let's first of all announce our departure, our intentions to control. Sure. Control. Kodiak Papa 2 Delta Foxtrot Golf is at Suzwa Airstrip, requesting VFR 2W, Whiskey Alpha November Echo Kabari Airport at 12,500.
Kodiak Delta Foxtrot Golf, climb altitude 12500 feet. VFR approved.
Flight level 125, VFR approved, Delta Foxtrot Golf. I will come back to you once we're airborne. Okay, so let's talk to CTA frequency. Actually, say intentions is telling me that I'm at Ayawasi Airport, which is wrong. It doesn't recognize the current location, which is a pity. Anyway, Suzwa, all stations Suzwa with Kodiak Papa 2 Delta Foxtrot Golf is taxiing runway 29, station Suzwa. Actually, we are at the beginning of runway 29, so...
Nobody is listening on 122.7.
Well, that's what you get. Intercom. Weird stuff. Anyway, so let's just go ahead and take off. Release the parking brake, and off we go. Let's get as much runway length as we possibly can without damaging the airplane. Right here, let's turn around at this spot. The runway is not overly long, really. It's just 1,200 feet. We have 9 POB, so actually 10, including the pilot. We'll see how this is going to work out. Exit light off, landing lights on. It's still giving me the wrong airfield here. So we're going to skip CTA if it doesn't make any sense anyway. High idle. Flaps are set. Trim is good. And off we go. Let's build up the torque. And hope that we're not going to crash into the trees up there. 50, 60, and up and away. $75. Looks good. It was rather close, I have to admit. But now we're in this safe. So 85 knots, raise the flaps to 10 degrees. $95, raise the flaps fully, and I think we can already activate the autopilot and talk to ATC, right? And we're going to reduce the RPM. Yeah, I know. Stop moaning. Reduce the RPM to 2000. There we go. Increase the torque to 1740. For the climb, and let's talk to ATC. Control, Delta Kodiak Papa 2 Delta Foxtrot Golf just took off from Whiskey Alpha Alpha Foxtrot, heading towards Whiskey Alpha November Echo. 2000, climbing to flat level 125, request flight following.
Kodiak Delta Foxtrot Golf, flight following approved. Climb flight level 125, stay position.
Position is about 3 miles northwest of Suswa airstrip, Delta Foxtrot Golf.
Kodiak Delta Foxtrot Golf, flight following is on request. Squawk 4623, the night jet.
4623 for Delta Foxtrot Golf.
Kodiak Delta Foxtrot Golf, radar contact not established. Say altitude and destination. Kodiak Delta Foxtrot Golf, radar contact. 24 northwest of Ayahuasca Airport at 3600 feet. Ayahuasca QNH 1009er.
QNH 1009er for Delta Foxtrot Golf.
Kodiak Delta Foxtrot Golf, altitude at your discretion.
Altitude in my discretion, Delta Foxtrot Golf.
Kodiak Delta Foxtrot Golf, altitude at your discretion.
Roger, Delta Foxtrot Golf. So let's take a look at the weather situation. Since we've got radar, we can take a look whether there are some buildups or heavy precipitation, but it doesn't look like it. We're not that far away from the destination. It looks good. Looking ahead, we don't have any heavy weather, which is nice. So far, so good. I don't have any major hiccups with the sim, with sim update 4. I hope it stays that way. Okay, let's take a quick look at our approach options here. We've done about half the distance, 45 miles something. As you can see, 47 miles to go. Let's take a look at the possible procedures. As I said, I'm leaning towards landing on runway 36 because it's the approach will be over open water, which is preferable, in my opinion. Because if something happens, then you're not going to kill people in the in the settlement. And also, as you can see on the map here, the approach in runway 18 would be kind of blocked a little by the hills right here. So we're looking at 36, and currently the VFR conditions, they still seem to favor runway 18, but I will put in a procedure for runway 36, and then we're going to take a look at the circumstances that we find at the destination. So yes, we're going to activate the visual 36, and the plane's going to align itself with the course towards this place. Let's zoom in a little. Here we are. There is the runway 36 right there. And we're going to make a left turn, left base to final on runway 36. All right. And the top of descent is still a couple of miles away, so we can sit back and relax for a little while longer.
Kodiak Delta Foxtrot Golf, contact Ujung Pandang Control on 132.35.
132.35 for Delta Foxtrot Golf. Good day. Control Kodiak Papa 2 Delta Foxtrot Golf, transfer.
Kodiak Papa 2 Delta Foxtrot Golf, Ujung Pandang Control, good morning.
Okay, I think we can slowly start our descent up. The descent is very near, as we can see on the, no, we cannot see it on the radar, but I can see it on little nav maps. So let's begin our descent. Control Delta Foxtrot Golf will be descending, leaving flat level 125 for 1,000. Hello. That's good at 1,000.
Kodiak Delta Foxtrot Golf, descend 1,000, YSI QNH 1008.
QNH 1008 for Delta Foxtrot Golf.
Kodiak Delta Foxtrot Golf, negative, descend 1,000. I need you to read back the descent instruction.
Descending to 1,000, QNH 1008, Delta Foxtrot Golf.
o'clock, 14 miles. Change to advisory frequency approved. Radar services terminated. Squawk VFR. Have a good morning.
Frequency change approved. Squawk VFR for Delta Foxtrot Golf. Have a good day. Okay, so let's go to VFR. There we go. And we're going to switch over to CTEF frequency. All stations Kaberi, Kodiak Papa 2 Delta Foxtrot Golf is about 10 miles, 12 miles southeast of the airfield with the intention to land on runway 36 full stop. We'll enter the left base in about 3 minutes. Delta Foxtrot Golf. We're going to accelerate our descent a little here, because otherwise we're going to be too high. Let's take a look at the wind situation. We have 12 knots of headwind, which doesn't mean anything yet. We're still pretty high. So our airfield is somewhere here. Right there. This seems to be it. We can slow our descent a little. Okay, let's see. Oh, there's a nice little beach down there. Okay, we're going to make our left turn here. All stations Kaberi, Delta Foxtrot Golf is left base runway 36. Where is the actual runway? Let's see. I cannot yet see it. Oh, there it is. That is beautiful. Look at that. That is, that's easy to approach. All stations Kaberi, Delta Foxtrot Golf is turning final 36 full stop. Okay. I think we can turn off the autopilot for now. Prop full forward. Reduce the speed. Reset the rudder. Lower the flaps to 10. Lower the flaps to 20. Yeah, no, it was a little early. Lower the flaps to 30. And try to hold an approach speed of about 75 knots. The runway is pretty long and beautifully Beautifully crafted. There doesn't seem to be anything on runway. We're continuing. This looks good. There was a little bit of downdraft at the last couple of feet. Okay, there we go. Let's see, there are the parking spots right there on the grass. This looks nice. Delta Foxtrot Golf is clear of the runway at Kabari. I'm gonna ignore this guy over there. Okay, let's go to low idle, raise the flaps, parking brake, and submit the PREP. And pick up another one, right? Let's see what else we might have here. Find contracts. Oh, this looks awesome. This is the next one. This is what we're going to take here. Awesome. On another island. Pulau Gebe. Perfect destination. Perfect money, actually. I love it. Flight dispatch. Here we go. We're going to have to split this contract again. Just with 9 passengers. But still, the money is very good. And we still have 167 gallons of fuel, which is nice. And the destination is Whiskey Alpha Mike Juliet. And file the dispatch. And put that away. Fetch the dispatch from the bush tracker. We're still good. We don't have to change anything because we have the same amount of cargo. We still have the same, the appropriate amount of fuel, and we can just go ahead and take off again. Let's quickly talk to ATC. It says that we would be at Marinda Airfield, but we're not. Obviously, something doesn't seem to click with say intentions today. They get the airfields are simply wrong. They're completely wrong. I am not at Marinda Airfield. I'm going to show you real quick. It tells me that we would be at WAZN, but we're not. We are currently at Kabari, which is WANE. So I would say that we just turn off say intentions. Good night. Okay, destination will be, let's delete the flight plan. There we go. Destination is Whiskey Alpha Mike Juliet. Whiskey Alpha Mike. Juliet, that's Gabby. Right, we're going to put this into the nav map system as well. Destination. Another 100 miles or so. And I'm going to show you the light real quick on the little nav map. Oh, this has got to be beautiful. Really great scenery. Kabari, we're going to fly along the island chain here. And we're going to have a little bit of a... We're actually flying along the equator for most of this flight. 93 miles. There's a little bit of an island here. Now we're going to be able to see this particular place here. It's a small village called Umayal. And then we'll land at Gebi Airport, which is a proper airport as well. And let's quickly take a look at the weather situation there. It says the best runway for landing might be 36. That's fine by me because it's an approach from the ocean side here, so we're not going to kill anybody if we F up our approach. That's good. That's good. I like it. Okie dokie. I think we can already put in the proper procedure for the 36 runway. Straight fly in. Activate. Here we go. Okay, let's pretend we talk to ATC just for the fun of it. All stations, Kabari, Kodiak, Papa Delta, Foxtrot, Golf is taxiing runway 18. Right, so that means we're going to have to turn left here, then turn right and take off into the other direction towards the ocean. Flaps 20. Take off, trim, release the parking brake. Put in some proper rudder trim because we're heavy. There's nobody coming in or flying out here, so let's back taxi runway 18. And we're going to fly, we're going to set the autopilot to 12,500 again. That is my preferred altitude for these kinds of flights. Uh, 110 knots vertical climb speed. That's good. High idle. Here we go. What we could actually do is go to V and start V pilot, because then we're going to be flying on. What is going on? See. And then we're going to show up on VATSIM radar, and we're going to do some hours on VATSIM. Since the intentions doesn't work, we're just going to talk to to the local frequency here, and that would be 122.8 for Unicom, right? Yep, seems to be working. We have any people close? Is there any traffic in our vicinity? Nope. we're pretty, I want to show you on the map here, we're pretty alone in this part of the world. Right, but we're going to talk to to the Unicom anyway. Kodiak Papa 2 Delta Foxtrot Golf is taking off runway 18, westbound departure, climbing flight level 125. Destination is Whiskey Alpha Mike Juliet, all stations Kabari. Okay. Flaps are set, trim is good. Let's wait for the torque to build up. Altimeter is set, and off we go. Airspeed's alive. There's 50. The windsock does move at all, as it seems, but it's not very nicely placed in the middle of the wood. 70, and we can slowly start to pull back on the yoke. We're going to raise the flaps rather quickly. There we go. We can already make our left turn towards the destination. It's a beautiful day to fly, and the scenery is awesome. I love it. The clouds are a little thick up here. Radar can't see it because we're not high enough yet, but doesn't look like we have any kind of precipitation currently, but that might change in this part of the world. Weather changes rather quickly. Question is, we might want to fly below the clouds initially, then gain some altitude once we're past this massive buildup. Let's reduce the RPM to 2000. Here we go. And just circumvent the hills here, stay below the cloud cover, and once we're past the clouds, then we are going to reset the rudder trim a little. We take a quick look at the destination. Whether these guys actually have fuel according to the VA system, I am not sure. I'm not really sure. Let's see. Gebi Airport. Let's look that up in the system. Oh, these guys don't have, it's part of, it belongs to Indonesia. But these guys don't have any jet fuel. They do have regular LL, but not jet fuel. So now that we're out of the thick clouds, I think I can activate the autopilot and let it do its thing. Increase the torque a little. Put in some proper rudder trim here. Let's take a look at the radar. Still looks pretty good to me. No clouds in the way. So we shouldn't have much of a problem. Let's take a closer look at the cloud buildup here. This is in our target area, actually. Let's see how low these clouds. It seems that we can fly below these clouds because I can see some resemblance of land here, but oopsie. We might want to accelerate our descent a little. Just to make sure we're not going to end up in these clouds, because we're doing VFR here. We don't have any IFR clearance. On the radar, these clouds don't show up as being very dense. As you can see right here, there's nothing really showing up. Unless, of course, I have not activated traffic topo metar. wait a second. Wait a minute. Could it be that that Microsoft fucked up the radar? I cannot believe that this particular cloud buildup here would not show up on the radar. There we go. The weather radar is off. That's not supposed to be the case. The traffic radar is on, but the weather radar is off. Oh, please. You gotta be kidding me. Okay. Well. There's runway 36. We're going to do a right base and final. What we can do is, no, we can't. Because say intentions is not working correctly either. For crying out loud. But let's take a look. Now cloud below 5,000. Visibility of 10,000. Visibility of what does it say? According to little nav map. No cloud below 5,000 and visibility of 6 nautical miles or more. I would disagree. I would strongly disagree. But we do have live weather. There we go. No, there we go not. Oh, no, the weather radar is working. Look at that. What just happened? Oh, there's another bug. The usual Microsoft shit show. But it looks like it's clearing up a little below 2,000. Let's see about that. Visibility is not great. But it seems to be getting better. I'm not sure if I've ever recognized it. This might be something new here. This kind of reflection in the window. Is that something new that came with Sim Update 4? I frankly don't know. I never noticed that that the reflection would be so detailed. Maybe that's some little nice improvement. Are we gonna make it above the hills? I think we should stop descending. There is a boat called Kim 18 down there. It's a tug. Are they in need of tugs here to haul in the sailboats or something? Okay, so we're at 1,000 foot. Right base is happening pretty soon, so let's talk to Unicom. All stations, Gebi, Kodiak Papa 2 Delta Foxtrot Golf is going to enter a right base, runway 36, full stop in about 30 seconds, Delta Foxtrot Golf. All stations, Gebi, I'm sorry. So there is, I think this might be the airfield, right? This one here, probably. It's hard to make out yet. Yep, I think that might be it. So let's reduce the throttle here. The approach speed. And prop to full forward. Lower the speed even further. There we go. There's the runway. Flaps 10. All stations, Gebi Delta Foxtrot Golf is on final runway 36. So. Flaps 20. I think since the runway is so long, we could actually go ahead and land with flaps 20. I'm going to fly manually. Reset the view. Reset the rudder. There's a thunderstorm. I can hear I don't know if you guys can hear it. On the left-hand side, we have a thunderstorm build up. I heard some thunder. Oh, there's downdraft. That was a bit of downdraft right there. Got 5 knots of headwind. Let's reduce the speed even further. Oh, there's another hit of downdraft. Let's increase the speed. Let's lower the flaps just to make sure on short final that we are not gonna get pulled down too quickly. Okay, that was it. Delta Foxtrot Golf is clear of the runway at Gabi. Okay, that were our 2 flights for today. And you go have a good night. Have a good night's sleep. Take care of yourself. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye. Bye-bye. Stop moaning, stupid plane. What is it with you? Parking brake. Flaps up. Lights off. Electrical systems off once the flaps are up. There we go. See ya.